What is going down, Sourdough Squad? We are going to talk some 49ers news today. Rumors popped up. We've got all kinds of stuff. We've got a defensive coordinator position to fill. We got to get Brandon Aiyuk paid. Ooh, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but you guys already know what to do. Dropping SDS in the practice squad. It's the off season, baby. Dropping SDS in the chat. We're gonna talk about it all right. Meow. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. What's good? What's good? How are we doing? All right. So I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. I said I was going to come on. We're going to do a film breakdown. The plan was to do it yesterday. And yesterday we got hijacked by the Steve Wilks news. And so now we've got to do that. So yesterday got distracted. And to be honest with you guys, I got through the rest of the film and it just made me angry. So I think I'm just going to save you the film breakdown. If you guys want to watch a film breakdown, you can go to JT O'Sullivan's channel. I know he did Brock Purdy. I'll give you my high level takeaways from the game. I thought Brock was fine. Felt like the offensive play calling just was out of rhythm and just kind of weird in some certain instances. You guys know, if you followed me throughout all of draft stuff, when I talk about centers, I want centers who can pull. We do not pull our centers. Yet in 2 plays and one in the most crucial moments of the game, we pulled our center. I don't know. The more mic'd up videos I see, just kind of I'm just getting more I think I'm at my current stage of grief right now is anger. I think I'm kind of in that anger zone where all these mic'd up videos, I just want to punch. I'm just tired. I'm tired of being reminded of the 49ers not winning the Super Bowl. I think I'm just tired of it. I think I'm just I think I'm going to put it to bed. I don't think I'm going to do the film breakdown. I don't think I'm going to show it. Like I said, there are other great resources out there who did the film. I would go to JT O'Sullivan's channel. He broke down the offense. I just can't stomach it, man. I just can't. Getting on here and doing a live film breakdown with all you guys and just reliving the torture. I don't. I'm going to make an executive decision for all of us, and I think I'm just going to save you. I'm going to save you from that. And like I said, there are resources out there for you to get that information, and I would just go. I haven't watched anyone else's film breakdowns yet, so I don't even know. But JT is always a great one. But I don't want to do it. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of this Super Bowl already. Every single day, something comes out that just makes me more angry. And I'm just I don't want to do this anymore. So I'd much rather focus on the future. Instead of going back and rehashing what went wrong, what we didn't do, what we didn't know, I don't care. We are officially part of the off season. We're taking the pain and we're doing what we normally do when the 49ers lose a huge game. We just shove it down. We we're gonna put the PTSD away for another day. And then it will get sparked up, and then you'll see me have a PTSD flare randomly because I haven't properly processed my trauma. But that's just where we're at. That's just where we're at. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. It's Thursday, so we're 4 days removed, and it's just gotten worse every single day. Um, and so I'm kind of sick of it. And like I said, I think there's a good chance I would have done it yesterday, but kind of glad that the Steve Wilks stuff popped up. So I'm not going to do it anymore. Trust me, guys. Like the only thing that we're going to take away is that we're upset that we had a shot at the Super Bowl and we didn't take advantage of it. That's the only thing that we're going to take away from that film. So I just can't. I just can't. So let's talk about some of the stuff that I guess has been percolating in the 49ers territory. So we're just going to kind of recap some of the news, some of the stuff that's been going on. We'll talk about it, discuss it, keep everyone updated and in the know. Today we started with we hired a new offensive line coach, so he'll be the assistant offensive line coach. Obviously, it's kind of a swap. The Raiders signed our assistant offensive line coach as their main O line coach, and we took this guy Cameron Clemens, who was with the Raiders for I think it was like 4 to 5 years as an assistant offensive line coach. And all that stuff. So the 49ers are starting to build out their staff. Obviously, they have lost 4 coaches, 3 to promotions on the offensive side, and then obviously they let go Steve Wilks. So we have 1 spot filled. That means there's 3 spots to be filled. One of them being the biggest spot of them all, which is the defensive coordinator position, which we will get into in a little bit. The 49ers also made some additional roster moves today. They signed defensive lineman Ernest Brown and defensive lineman Raymond Johnson. Both of these guys, one was a former 5th-round pick, Brown was, and Raymond was an undrafted free agent. They both have played limited in the NFL, so more just kind of camp OTA bodies. So we'll see what this ultimately turns into. But like I said, we've had 15 signings since the season has ended. And so this is just building out, the 90-man roster, getting the guys from the practice squad re-signed, all those different types of things. This one is the fun one. You guys know, if you've rocked with me on this channel before, through an off season, we call this portion of the off season smoke season, because this is where the rumors start to percolate. This is where we start having to like put our antennas out of like listening to our BS meters start going off. Like we start hearing BS, like like when we heard from Kyle Shanahan, he refused to say Steve Wilks was going to be back. So right away, I'm going. I'm like, oh yep, there's something going on here. And sure enough, we have an emergency press conference that's scheduled 10 minutes prior to it beginning, and we find out Steve Wilks has been fired. So we pay attention to those types of things. Definitive language at this in the off season is very crucial to pay attention to, because if no definitive language is being used, that means that there is a whole realm of possibilities that are going on potentially behind the scenes. And this was a right off the bat perfect example of Kyle being asked of Steve Wilks like 2 or 3 times, and gave a blanket statement that he expects all these. So it's smoke season. We are smoke season veterans. This will be, I think, my 7th smoke season, I believe, where we are just We're smelling it out. We're trying to we got to see how legitimate this stuff is. So we had the thing with Kyle yesterday, and ultimately, my suspicions were correct. They did fire Steve Wilks, and to be honest with you, I do think they would have fired Steve Wilks even if they won the Super Bowl. Just based on how that Super Bowl went and everything, I think they would have let go of Steve Wilks regardless. I just don't think it was a fit. And I think like the whole conversation today, I think a lot of people are getting upset about like, oh, he got scapegoated. If you're a 49er fan, I think you would agree that it wasn't necessarily a scapegoat or a fall guy. I mean, I would say most of them. We had seen the issues all throughout the season, and they popped up in the biggest game of the year. So yeah, I'm not surprised. And like I said, I think even if they won, I think there's a good chance they would have moved on. So where we're currently at is, who do they move on to? Who's the next guy in charge, and who is that going to be? Well, we have our first rumor of the year, and Pro Football Talk says some think Brandon Staley will end up being the next defensive coordinator for the 49ers. Now, I must say, this is a phenomenal clickbait uh, conversation starting caption. It's wonderful. It does exactly what it's designed to do. There's no real legitimate sourcing. It's very vague and generalized if you read the article, and it just, some think Brandon Staley will end up the next defensive core. Again, definitive language. In the offseason, definitive language is the key thing to pay attention to. Some think a lot of things. Like, you could literally say that about anything. You could literally say some think it's going to rain tomorrow. Some believe that, you know, whatever, insert whatever. Like, anyone can say that. I could do that. I could do this. I could do this tweet. I could do this article with zero sourcing, with zero information. I could literally, some believe in circles that Bill Belichick could be the coach. So again, where is this coming from? Where's the sourcing coming from? I honestly believe I think Florio took this from an interview that Greg Papa did earlier today. I think that's his source. I think that's his NFL circle that he's discussing, because Greg Papa was the one who brought it up. So I think that's his NFL circles. But again, it's like, how much legs and validation does this have? I don't know. I definitely am not as I'm definitely not as sour on Staley as I would say most. I don't think he was a great head coach. However, I do think he does do some good things as defensive coordinator, and I could see it. So I'm not going to sit here and say I would love it. I think I would love guys like Vrabel, maybe even Pete Carroll, Belichick. Obviously, those guys are at the top of the list. But if those guys have no interest in coming to the San Francisco 49ers, I could see Staley potentially being an option. But again, he probably has the worst perception out of any of the available defensive coordinators right now. So it won't be met with celebration. It won't be met with excitement. it will be met with as if it was a downgrade. So it'll be interesting to see what the 49ers ultimately do. Do they swing and do they go after a Belichick? Do they go after a Vrabel or Pete Carroll? Do those guys want to be able to do that? I don't know. That's going to be very fascinating to see. But I do think there is a path for Belichick to do it if he wanted to. We've talked about the relationship that they have before. We talked about how, Belichick is the one who reached out to the 49ers about trading them Jimmy Garoppolo. Um, so there's a real connection there. John Lynch played under Belichick. They have connections. There's definitely connections there. So again, the question I think you have to ask these high profile guys in Vrabel and Belichick is, what would you guys rather do? Would you rather sit on the couch all year, or would you like to come take over this defense from me so that I can focus on the offense and building the roster, and you just do whatever you need to do on the defensive side? I'll give you full reign, I'll give you the keys, you take it. Vrabel, Belichick, Carroll, just take the defense. Do what you need to do with it, because I don't think Kyle can put as much energy into the defense that he did this year with Steve Wilks. And that's why I think ultimately they made the change, is just simply because um I don't think it came down to trust. I think it came down to trust. I don't think Kyle Shanahan trusted Steve Wilks in big moments. And nothing was more apparent than when he called the timeout on him in overtime. So if you can get a guy like Belichick, Vrabel, Pete Carroll, I think there's an instant, um, what's the word that not validation. There's like an instant credibility that comes with those guys where you just say, take it, do what you need to do, tweak what you need to tweak, go after it, get it done. So it'll be interesting to see who they ultimately go after with DC. But I know a lot of people are going to be upset with Staley. I do think Staley, though, if I must, stand in front of the firing brigade, I think he's a great players coach. I think that's one of the things that I liked about Staley when he was initially hired by the Chargers. I think he's a great players coach. I think he really does connect with his players on a real tangible level. And I appreciate that about my coaches. And if you look at Robert Saleh, if you look at D'Amico Ryans, one of the things that they did really well was be able to connect with their players on a tangible level. He does, I believe, run a multitude of different systems. I think he runs a 3-4 with the Chargers, but he does also have experience running the kind of Seattle cover 3. So he can kind of go in and out of that. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fascinating. I believe Rabel runs a 3-4, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta do a full inventory of what all these schemes these guys run. But if you're looking for a perfect scheme fit, it would probably be Pete Carroll. Would you guys be open to Pete Carroll coaching the 49ers defense? I really think he would be the best scheme fit for the 49ers if they wanted to keep that Seattle cover 3 look. I mean, that's his baby. He's kind of like the architect of that. So I don't know. Are you guys ready to, you know what, man? Yep. We got to lock down, get that guy done. Got to get him, man. Just chewing gum like a madman. You down for that? I honestly wouldn't mind it. I think I would kind of liken it to when, uh, you know, Richard Sherman came over. That's kind of how I would look at it. It would remind me of like we like really don't like the idea of it, but it could be a Richard Sherman type situation where he gets here and we're like, all right, Pete's all right. We just didn't like Pete because he was on the enemy, but he's with the enemy, but he's over here now. Not too bad. I think it would be kind of like that. I think we'd be like, all right, Pete's cool. I've had the opportunity to kind of be around Pete at the combine. And he told this phenomenal story about how Bill Walsh is the guy who kind of like discovered him and kind of gave him a shot. As you guys know, Pete Carroll coached for the 49ers as a defensive coordinator in 95, 96. So he told this phenomenal story about how at the combine he introduced himself to Bill Walsh and they struck up a rapport, and then later on down the road that like transitioned, and somehow that was like the beginning of their relationship that turned into Pete Carroll being the defensive coordinator eventually. So I think we forget that Pete Carroll was a 49er before he was a Seattle Seahawk. Um, and he's from the Bay. He's a Bay guy. So that would be kind of poetic. Um, right? 72-year-old Pete Carroll, like coming back to the Bay, coach the team, where he got his start with Bill Walsh. I want to, you know, I wouldn't mind it. So it'll be very fascinating to see who is the DC. It it really will. If it's Brandon Staley, Kyle Shanahan might have a little bit of a mutiny on his hands, because I've seen all the comments from all the fans. The fans are not about Brandon Staley. Even when I posed the question yesterday on Instagram, I put a picture of Brandon Staley because I do think he would be considered for the job. And in the comment section, I say, like for Vrabel, like for Carroll, like for Ryans. And so people like go down and they like click, or they click who they want to vote for. And like if you can see, uh, Staley got 74 votes, and I don't know how it stands right now, but I think the top comment ratioed the vote where the guy, oh, it's close. So at one point, this comment says "Come on, man," had more comments than the actual vote. So I was like, "Damn, y'all ratioed the vote." But as you can see, Vrabel has over 1,500 likes, and then I think second place was where, look at all the comments. Everyone's like, get him out of here. Belichick came in at first with 2,500 likes. I'm surprised Chris Kosurik only had 52 likes. I was like kind of surprised by that. But yeah, man, people not liking Staley. Oh no, they don't want that. So that might, just from a public perception standpoint, which the 49ers are not going to be making decisions based on public preference, which, again, I'm just saying, like the fan base would be so upset by that. So something to just keep an eye on. And again, Greg Papa talked about it earlier today, and it does sound like there could be a connection between Staley and the 49ers. So don't kill the messenger. Don't shoot me, but Staley could be in play. He could be in play. I would just kind of at least allow yourself to process that he could be in play. That's it. That's it. Don't kill me. Um Also, we got some news. Dre Greenlaw had successful surgery today on his Achilles. It was a full tear. And so he's expected to have a full recovery. The only problem with that is a full recovery is expected to be around 9 to 10 months. So there's actually a chance that Dre Greenlaw could miss the entire season or come back somewhere towards the end of the season. So I will say though, athletes typically, it feels like athletes heal a little bit faster than us normal folk. So maybe there's a chance that Dre Greenlaw heals up a little bit faster than the anticipated timeline of like normal Achilles tears. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. But I think the question then becomes before we get into the question, Dre Greenlaw also posted to Instagram for the first time since since the injury, since the Super Bowl. He says, I'm slowly learning to be thankful for the pain, for it has made me into the person I am today. This is, again, this is very serious for Dre. It has a huge impact on his career, has a huge impact on the season. So I'm not trying to downplay that at all. I feel awful for Dre. Again, I would say this year, we got to see more of Dre's personality more than normal. And again, I remember watching Dre Greenlaw on the Warner House, and I was like, "Oh, Dre's hella chill. Like he's a chill dude. Like when we see him in front of the media, the rare times that we see him, he's you can tell he's very reserved. Um, I think a lot of athletes don't trust media. So they really try not. They don't open up, and they just give canned answers just to get in, get out kind of a thing. But seeing Dre Greenlaw with Fred Warner on the Warner House, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Dre's a cool ass dude. Cool ass dude. And then actually getting to go to the Super Bowl and interview Dre in person and watching him light up when I talked about Luke Kuechly, I was like, dude, Dre is dope. Dre is dope. I had no idea. Again, there are certain guys that we just don't have access to, and so because we don't have access to them, we only kind of get the media perception, which isn't always great because a lot of players don't trust the media, and I get it. And so being able to actually talk to Dre and just seeing how excited and like how light he got when, you know, mentioning Luke Kuechly, I was like, yeah, dude, Dre's awesome, dude. Dre's a cool ass dude. Dre is a cool ass dude. He's a great player, but he's also super chill. So I got this year, I've never had anything against Dre ever, but I've really gained, I think, a true appreciation for Dre, especially watching more defensive tape this year, seeing more of his personality. Um, I really like Trey. And again, not just as a player, not as the Seahawk killer, but as a person, how he goes about his business, how he plays. Dre's a great 49er. So absolutely gutted by this, man. Absolutely gutted that this injury happened to him in the way it happened, in the moment that it happened. So it's so devastating. But at least he had surgery today, and supposedly it was successful, and he's expected to make a full recovery. So we'll just see. We'll just see. But that means that the 49ers are likely going to have to either look to the draft for additional help, or rely on guys like D. Winters, Jalen Graham, Oren Burks, maybe add another guy in free agency. I would love Aziz to come back. But again, if I'm Aziz, I'm looking for that payday. If I'm Aziz and he played really well for the Titans, uh, I'm not coming back on a 1 year, you know, and I'm going somewhere where I can be the guy, the green dot guy, the Fred Warner of a defense. So I think Aziz has earned that. I think Aziz will be highly sought after. I love Aziz. Loved him when he was here. Super happy for his success that he has. I hope he gets the bag, man. He should have got the bag last year. I thought it was wild that he didn't get paid last year. But he produced. So hopefully he can turn that into a big payday for sure. Let me get to these super chats. I kind of missed these earlier. Justin says, the more I think about it, the more I want Vrabel. Helped draft Harold Landry. Yep. Played edge for 14 years. Couldn't help draft a replacement for Trace. Could help draft a. I already know who you're thinking. I have a sneaking suspicion that this super chat is going to transition into a player that Justin is on, and I know exactly who it is. I know exactly who he's thinking about. He's Justin's doing work right now, guys. He's doing work. I'm trying to come around to the draft. I've been slow. I think I'm trying to get over the sting of this loss, and then once we get over the sting, I think it's time to work. It's time to get back to draft season officially, and start doing the scouting. But my guy Justin's been doing the work for like 2 months now, 3 months, even into the season. He was sending me guys. So there are definitely guys. I know a lot of people are going to be big on offensive linemen. So that obviously fits into my wheelhouse. I feel very confident in my ability to scout and evaluate offensive linemen. So that will be something that I spend a lot of time doing. This offseason, regardless if the 49ers take him or not, I'm going to do the homework anyways. And I do it every year. So a big emphasis will be on O-line, but also a big emphasis going to be on D-line. Honestly, we can't draft enough defensive linemen. We can't add enough defensive linemen. It's just like the more edge help, the more interior help we can get, I'm here for it. I am here for it. So that's what we're going to do. Both sides of the football. We're just going to do our homework, make sure we're prepared, and when it's time, it's go time. Speaking of the draft, I don't know if you guys saw this earlier. We have Brendan Rice. That name may sound familiar to you because he is one of Jerry Rice's sons. And so my guy, the X-Niners on Instagram, is a phenomenal swapper. My guy puts out fire swaps, and he did this one of Brendan Rice, who's coming out of USC, and this is his reaction to it. He saw the swap. This is the actual post. He reposted it. He said, "Damn." And I think the damn, this is my interpretation of it, is him seeing himself in the colors that his dad wore. You know, I guarantee you his dad is a hero to him, someone that he looks up to immensely. and just seeing, like, again, this is a Photoshop, but just seeing it, like, in the red and gold, like, is probably just like a realization for him that, man, I'm about to be in the NFL. My dream of reaching the NFL is right around the corner. I'm a combine away from the NFL. And so seeing him in the red and gold, man, it's pretty cool. It's really cool because we have two legacy guys coming in this year. We have Frank Gore Jr. as well. We have Frank Gore Jr. who will be entering the draft as well out of Southern Miss. So, oh, there's three actually. We got Luke McCaffrey as well. So we got Luke McCaffrey, brother of Christian McCaffrey, out of Rice, wide receiver. We have Brendan Rice out of USC, and then we have Frank Gore Jr. out of Southern Miss. So there are there are three potentials to get either siblings or sons of some 49ers legends on the team. So that's always a cool element of it because I think we as 49er fans, like when we love a Niner, we love their family too. it extends beyond the player, right? Like, and that's one of the things that's been really cool about the rise of Brendan Rice and Frank Gore Jr. is that everyone's super hyped for them. Everyone's super excited for them. Everyone's like, ooh, what if we got them on the squad? How sick would that be? How dope would that be? To watch these guys ball out. So it would be really cool to see. Um, you know, uh shameless name drop, and I won't go into too much details, but shout out to my guy Jerry Rice Jr. Got to kick it with Jerry Rice Jr. this weekend in Vegas. Dude's a legend. Got to link with him. We had some fun this weekend. Uh, Dog, this last week was crazy, dude. This last week was crazy. Shout out to my guy Jerry Jr. Man. Um, Linked with him, and it was wild. We were in one of the clubs, and we were at a table, and here comes Bryant Young into our area. I was like, that's Bryant Young. I was like, that's a Hall of Famer. What the heck, man? I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Shout out Jerry Jr., man. Cool dude. Cool dude. Chill, dude. Great to kick it with him, man. What a awesome guy he is. Great guy. Great guy. Sal says, anybody but Staley, Lord, please no. Yeah, that's kind of the talking point for sure around Staley. 49er fans don't want Staley at all. Justin says, your guy Darius Robinson from Missouri blew up Senior Bowl week. I watched all the O-line, D-line versus one-on-ones. Yeah, Darius was a guy who stood out to me early. And again, we were all over Missouri early last year, especially Justin with McGuire and Rackshaw, the cornerback, who's coming out this year too. I watched the Missouri game early on in this season, and this dude Darius Robinson, I mean, you talk about prototypical NFL size from an edge player. I think he kind of reminded me of Byron Young a little bit. Has the speed, but also has the moves and has the physicality. Kind of what you want in a defensive end, honestly. The hell, man. You gone. Hey, don't spam the chat. We'll kick you in 2 seconds. We do not care. You spam the chat, you gone. See you later. No more spam for you. You out of here. So I have so much homework to do. I have so much homework to do on the draft, but damn, when's the combine? The combine's in like a month. Combine's in a month. Man. Man, oh man. Where does the time go? Gosh, dude, it's really wild though. Like I remember like the 2020 season, like we were still playing, but we were cooked and everyone's like, talk draft, talk prospects. I was like, it's not draft season yet. We got to wait till the final game is over. Then it's draft season. And the hype leading into that draft season, I think it was into the 2020 season heading into 2021. That was the Trey Lance draft year. The hype, the excitement for that draft was so crazy. The combine is February 26th. You're lying to me. Oh my gosh, it is. Oh my gosh, it's that soon? Uh-oh. All right. Well, thank you. I'm glad I said something because I am not prepared for that. Oh my gosh, that is literally right around the corner. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I have some. Oh man. The, woo! I thought I had some time. Oh my gosh. That is so soon. I'm not even recovered from Vegas yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is literally that is less than 2 weeks away. Oh my gosh. Can I do that? Can my body physically do that? Can my body physically do that? Less than 2 weeks. I'm not recovered from Vegas yet. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 2.5 weeks. Less than 2.5 weeks. It's a week and a half. Oh. That just gave me a jolt of anxiety. I thought I had some time to like relax a little bit, get into the content. Kind of, jeez, dude. The combine. Yeah, the first day of drills is on Thursday, February 29th. The off season is so hectic when the 49ers go far. Typically the off season is my time to shine. I love scouting. I love all of that, but it is so condensed. Like I guess it's a good problem to have, but it gets so condensed when they go all the way. That's crazy. All right. Well, I'm really glad we found that out because I need to do some things. God, why I'm over here sitting like, oh, we got time. We don't have time. We have no time. That's jeez, my God. Um. All right. Uh. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's see what we get. Gotta adjust the schedule there a little bit. All right. Uh let's see. So plenty of stuff going on. Um, all that good stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what we got coming down the pipe. But nonetheless, hopefully, so with the combine coming up, I would imagine that we're definitely going to have the coaching hire announced before the combine, because that is definitely something that needs to be aligned before that time. So I would imagine, dang, like even maybe the end of this week, early next week, we're gonna know who the defensive coordinator is. So yeah, because they need to have their staff built as they get ready to go to the combine and start figuring out who they're drafting. Yeah, wow. All right. Fun stuff. I got some scheduling to do apparently. So let's see. We'll see. We'll see when we get this coaching hire done as well. So we're gonna have to figure that out. We have to figure that out. Absolutely. So I don't think it's gonna be quiet anytime soon. For sure. I don't think it's gonna be quiet anytime soon. I think we're gonna have a lot more news. We're gonna have a lot more stuff. This is going to be a very busy off season. Yeah, we're right into it. No time off. No time off. We got work to do. So yeah, wow. All right. So I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing a lot. Be doing more content tomorrow. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Might have something nice for you guys tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Potential big announcement coming. So stay locked in to the channel, and you'll be alerted of that. But I'll let you know tomorrow for sure. And we'll do it again. So plenty more content coming tomorrow. All that good stuff. Appreciate all of you guys. Get your cookies while you can. And I will see you. See you tomorrow. Have a great one, guys. Appreciate you all. Smash that like button on your way out. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to